bam, bam,
Oh,
bam.
right. I can't be back as simulator.
Previously on Investigations Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth.
Hi, my name's Cammy, and this is why Rhoda's not a good person. Her sense of style is lacking. She's a liar. All the other flight attendants call her Rhoda more than a few planes in her life. If you know what I mean. Called her Rhoda the entire airport staff. She lies to passengers, which really isn't the I fly way. Doesn't it just blow you away how bad of a person she is? Yeah. She's very suspicious. And that's why Rhoda's a bad person.
You heard it here first, folks. Rhoda's a bad person. Not good. Okay? Hey, everybody. What's going on? And welcome to the NyanCave.
My entire life.
Yeah, Jesus, right? and why don't you hang with these two bad people as well? My name is Tom. This guy is Clay. That guy is...
Android.
Yes!
Not droid.
Nut Droid. And today we're going to be continuing our Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth investigations business. We landed a plane, and now we're going to see what happens afterwards.
Me and Tom don't remember
I
landing
don't
the plane.
remember landing the plane.
I don't remember landing the plane.
Well, you opened the
I
game?
don't know how you could forget. It was really epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the plane was gonna crash. 'cause
Yeah.
the pilot was drunk or something.
Go on.
And then Edgeworth like bumps in. He's like, "Okay, I need to stay calm, cool, and collected while I use logic
Oh, yeah.
to land this plane."
Oh, man. Was there a whole puzzle about landing the plane?
Yeah, it wasn't really too bad. You just had to connect airplane with landing strip.
Oh, okay.
And then the logic connected
Eureka!
it. Yeah, Eureka. And then we figured out that the plane goes on the landing strip.
Oh, wow. Nice.
The more you know.
The more you know. All right, let's get into this thing. Let's see where we go from here.
1 p.m. Wow, we are right on time. Planes are never
No, there
on
is
time.
definitely no audio.
Oh, man, Tom.
I was like,
This is
man.
the last time I let you do this.
I shouldn't ever have to.
I don't know why you would.
Oh, don't look at your tabs. There's too many porns there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You've seen
We've
too much.
lost
Oh,
everything.
no. Oh, no.
Hold on. Where's the sound manager?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. This is so embarrassing.
Oh, no.
I'm
What is
so
it?
embarrassed. Oh no.
Why is it here?
Ah, damn it.
This is
What are
so
you doing?
embarrassing.
I have a sound manager that usually does
Oh
things.
no, I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, no, I can't. Oh, no. Flip that monitor over.
Flip that monitor over because I'm embarrassed.
Wait, for what? Why don't you just do the right click thing I said?
Yeah.
Showed it over there.
Oh, yeah. Are you ready for this? And
You're
no
not
matter
allowed
no matter which way you
to
do this,
see the porn.
whatever
Oh,
you do here,
no.
right?
Yeah,
It flips it back because the Elgato drivers have overridden it, so you can't change it.
Why did you click on that? Why are you bad?
Oh no, don't look at it.
Oh.
Oh no, you've seen everything. Oh no, oh don't look at that.
Oh.
It's too much information for
on.
you. Oh no, play an audio just so we can see if it works. We should probably be at the computers 5 minutes before stream to make sure.
Oh, almost. That would be so great.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was working. There's just no sound.
There's no sound?
I know that once we landed,
There it is.
Hey, we're back.
police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering, just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation.
I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth.
No way. You think so?
She's a little sassier than I remember. Oh, there she is.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Look at those leggings.
Lord.
Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany, but you're here in fantastic leggings.
I go where I'm needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Okay,
My
so
God.
Germany's a real country.
No.
Oh, okay. That mean Borginia is a real country?
Yes.
It is absolutely a real place.
Really?
I googled it before to make sure, and they're like, "Yep, it's a real place."
Yep.
Is it where Borat's from?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, awesome. Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest.
Ah, fuck. Oh, whoa, what?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. When a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame?
What about your father? Is too soon? Because I think your father.
Have you no shame?
Your father, though.
Miles Edgeworth.
Wait. It has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding. I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death.
Oh no. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man?
I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be.
I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is what I strive for.
Could you imagine just being that dude sitting there on the bench and just witnessing this conversation taking place? Like,
Basically whipping Miles.
there's a strange lady with a whip spouting creeds right now.
Oh, what's a Creed song? I need a Creed song.
I don't know, man. All I know is that they're
I feel so alive for the very first time.
Is that Creed? No, that's Pod.
No.
Fuck.
Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill. So why don't we solve this together?
Why are you so scared of me, bro?
I have to get
cutting half
going.
your shoulder off.
The crime scene awaits.
'Cause I'm terrified.
Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I have no intention to. Hiding behind this
Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Too slow. You're too slow. Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand?
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him.
A simple yes or no, detective.
Yeah, I'll watch him in the shower. I understand. I'll watch him everywhere. Just leave it to me, okay?
Miles Edgeworth. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Where's she going?
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, Detective.
Yeah, I believe in you, sir. I can lean. Yeah, you can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska's up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. What the hell are you eating? This child seems to be happily enjoying the sights of so many planes.
Wow, I'd love to take a run down that runway.
That's what I said. Oh, the youth of today. So much potential, yet so misguided.
Pretty funny.
Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. Oh, what should I go with? That's what she said.
I recommend our airport special. World flag lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags.
Oh.
I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
In Soviet Russia, world flag lunchboxes eat you.
Wow. This dates this game so much. Oh my god, it's so good though.
What is this?
Found it, lol.
Man, those.
Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000 lols.
Yes.
My next neat movie, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai War of New Old Tokyo.
It's what's
that
his name?
guy, fucking
yes,
this guy.
Salmonella.
Producer,
Thanks,
yeah.
Wizarding World.
Yeah.
Salmonella.
Yeah. First, the world samurai champion of Earth is gonna rock so many boxers.
So, is the Steel Samurai... the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. Finally. Wow.
Oh, that's the passenger who was afraid of dying.
Oh, it is. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair.
I did it. I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore.
Must have been pretty scared. He's repeating the same thing over and over to himself.
Right, King?
Alright, well, I guess there's nothing else to see here. I should get some information on Detective Gumshoe first. Damn it. Ugh. Alright, what do you got for me? Initial investigation. So, how's the initial investigation going, old chap?
Oh, we just shipped the body out to the coroner's office.
Oh, that sounds grim.
And we're taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Francisca. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
Oh, I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
Oh? How so?
I rushed over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here, barking out orders at everybody. It was kind of creepy, as though she already knew she had been a murderer or something. And I could complete or come in advance and wait for your flight's arrival.
It is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. California Japanica. There must be some backstory to all of this.
I mean, from Gumshoe's point of view, though, she was barking orders. So she was barking them at people that beat him there also. So how does he know she was there super early? Maybe he was just late. You know? All right, Mr. Sony-san.
Yeah, Ms. Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details.
It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip.
Wink. Wonk.
Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Oh, anyway, that's all I know info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh.
Puns and noses.
Man, this could be an awesome beat 'em up game. Imagine if Edgeworth just started like taking people out.
Oh man, remember when A Way Out turned into a beat 'em up side scroller?
Yeah.
So you must be the captain.
Oh yes I am. And who might you be?
I'm the prodigy prosecutor, Francisca Von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Oh, don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
Oh, what are you talking about? I only advise for you, my dear Cammy.
Who can blame him? I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain being much of a reputable person.
You sure don't want to ask Captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Francisca and her whip.
Just put your hand up and they're not gonna notice me.
Ah!
That's cute.
Run, Gumshoe, run! Oh wow, he's gonna explode.
Nasi here!
Fuck! Ah, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? Is it impossible for me to be the criminal I told you?
Mr. LeBlanc,
Oh, it's you. Tell this man to stop taking me from going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Looks like you can't go beyond here, sir.
Plus, the body's been sent off to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy.
Oh man, there's a really pretty lady in that plane over there. Ah, she's looking over here. Quick, sir, wave at her with me, please.
I refuse to be your wingman on this.
Ah, jeez.
A few copies of Sky Magazine, the magazine rack. This month's special. Oh,
This month's special, looks like it's an English trivia quiz. Oh, got one. What starts with I and means boldly rude and disrespectful?
Ignorant.
the answer is most definitely insolent.
Insolent, that's what I said.
Time's up, sorry, but the correct answer is insolvent.
Oh boy.
It's funny. That's actually might be a useful thing because he said insolvent, didn't he? This guy?
I think so, yeah. Detective Gumshoe. Don't tell me your English ability is the same level as him.
It's funny because he's foreign and doesn't speak English good.
Yep. Did you finish taking his statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir. I don't concern if you're not done examining my cargo hold. I want my cargo back.
LeBlanc cargo.
If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Art. What kind of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. Yeah, there's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts.
Folk costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. Kinda looks like that other piece of cloth. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a Borginian cloth.
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course, this fabric is so famous, orders come from over the seas for more.
Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No, my cargo this time is much, much more gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating there, pal. The stubbornness of you police is no good. And it's no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room, too.
Ooh, that attendant. I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tenero. Later, alligator. What do you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview. And then they'll have her not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished my own interview much earlier, quicker than her.
Why is Miss Tenero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time?
Because she's such a bad person. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room.
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
Ooh, debate. Here we go. I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking.
I talk sophisticated.
But you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
All right, time to put my sophisties up. Let's go.
Oh, jokes.
Francisca's logic.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found. The only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth.
Oh, fuck, you got me. Guess it must be me.
This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
Logic me, Franny.
The likeliest suspect, Francisca.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, or I will prove my innocence soon enough.
Oh! Ah!
I want to continue my investigation. I'll have to break her line of logic. Fast.
No, it is I who will prove your innocence, Miles Edgeworth. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion.
Hold it! Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect.
Hey.
I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes. Oh, the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Yeah, more than enough time.
I refuse to talk for 3 minutes then. Beat that.
I have my ways of making you talk, Miles Edgeworth.
Guilty party stays silent for 3 minutes. What?
Hey, you say that when you're cooking the pack your instant noodles. Oh, jeez.
I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily.
The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered.
Wait, did you end him on 3 minutes? Is a long time.
So, tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know that I need to know. I know that I need to know in order to. I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you. Why is English so hard for me? It's because I was in Germany. Dummkopf and Schleifenflaffen.
I hope those are really real words.
No,
I hope they weren't.
The last part was just kind of racist.
Oh.
Sorry, Germans.
There were a few of them out there.
You could have just thrown a schnitzel in there, man.
That's even more racist.
What?
Schnitzel
No
strudel.
way.
Schweissenhound.
What about strudel?
I love strudel.
And nothing more.
Are you saying there is more I need to know?
Why'd you whip me there, sir?
Sorry, Scruffy. My hand must have slipped.
Is it weird that most of my knowledge of German comes from an anime opening? I guess that makes sense.
It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet.
From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found.
What do you mean by seen?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found, the only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth.
Well, it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time. That fact alone does not make me the criminal.
I missed that one.
We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation.
One word at a time, man.
One word at a time.
One word at a time.
I don't know why this is so difficult for me today. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time.
Well, Francisca has a pretty unorthodox way of kind of stringing
She really
words together.
doesn't. I'm just being a whole. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect.
But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Ms. Von Karma's gonna believe that too, right? I mean, oh, yeah, the two siblings.
Quiet, Scruffy. Even
So it
if
makes
we were related by
All
blood,
the sexual tension
that's
really odd.
no guarantee that he's not a criminal.
Francisca.
I demand to see some proof that you are not the guilty party.
The likeliest suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we required and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic one hole at a time.
I'm not saying-
Oh, what I mean.
Are we?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, are we
Oh.
doing phrasing? Because I think we should be doing phrasing here. You two are siblings after all.
I'm not saying that we stole from the crime scene, but we kind of stole from the crime scene. So we're like, ha, your logic is flawed. And it's like, yeah, bitch, because you
didn't find
fucking
this
stole
intricate.
shit from there.
Yeah.
I would have figured it out if it was there.
Phoenix Wright definitely strikes you as more of a two holes of logic at one time kind of guy.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just, patching them up.
Two in the logic, one in
The objection.
that's actually quite
No,
funny.
it's 2 in the logic, 1 in the bluff.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's 2 in the bluff, actually. I'll have to check that.
Dr. Pants.
Is
What are you gonna do?
anybody still watching?
From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found.
Wait, you mean that people are watching this?
People are watching
Oh
this.
my god.
And it's gonna be posted for more people afterwards.
Wow.
Your mother is watching this.
No, Mom, no, don't watch this.
Your grandmother is
No,
watching this.
she
You know,
does
people always
sometimes.
told me, they're like, always behave as if your mom is watching. And
I have
you
to
know,
live that life.
I know, yeah, you really do. I have to always behave like Tom's mom is watching.
Yeah, and now Mari Trash is saying, but they're not siblings, and that's the camp I'm in. They're not siblings. They just like grew up together. But people are like, yo, they're siblings, and Gumshoe just said, you two being siblings.
I don't
you
even
know?
think they grew up together. I think that they just
They had the same
Von
daddy.
Karma was like raising 2 separate children or
Yeah.
something. I don't think.
Oh my God.
I don't think there's ever been a reference to them having a childhood together.
Von Karma's like Thanos, and no, there's no spoilers. This is the universe. It's from all the movies from like
Okay.
years ago.
Okay.
No, Thanos' daughters. He's got 2 of them, but they're not actually his kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Nah,
wasn't
I'm
sure
with
what you were
I'm
gonna
with
say.
you.
I was
Yeah,
scared for a second there.
No,
I heard Thanos and I'm like, don't you say anything.
Wait, and the daughters get together?
yeah. It would be weird if they did.
Oh.
But they are not related.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyways. Let's see.
Clay, they lived together.
They have lived together?
She called him her little brother, but he was older. It didn't make
Oh,
any
Toto?
sense.
They lived together? Did they? I don't recall that.
I wasn't there to see it,
I
so it
wasn't
didn't
there.
happen.
I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
Dosity.
Present to her the cloth.
Yeah. Well, go back to the likeliest suspect, and then show her the cloth. I don't know.
You think so?
Maybe.
I just know.
I don't see the connection there. I was
wasn't
thinking.
me.
I really do think we need to do this like one hole at a time.
Yeah.
So I think the footprints lead us to the shop. So I'm
The
gonna
only
try,
person in lounge
Yeah,
this
yeah.
entire time.
I'm gonna
Oh,
try
yeah.
the footprints.
Yeah,
That
Are you
makes more sense.
Okay. Are you okay? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This piece of evidence perfectly exposes the flaw in your logic.
Oh, well then, why don't you show me how it does just that? Go on.
Oh, I bet this is the part, right? This conflicts with something, right, sir?
You have no idea what you're talking about, do you?
Detective Gumshoe, don't speak up when you don't know what you're talking about.
I was just trying to follow your lead, sir.
Oh.
That you would allow a subordinate to take over. You're a disgrace.
Well, I guess it wasn't.
Okay, man.
You want to throw the cloth on?
Go to,
oh, my bad.
go to the first one.
The first one.
Yeah, what does she say here? Let's not comment on the obvious conclusion. Go to second. Scene of the crime was here. No.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's easy. We got so tangented that I.
I think that you skipped a step.
Yeah.
It would seem your logic is not as perfect as you think it is.
And what is that supposed to mean?
This piece of evidence should show you exactly what I mean.
Oh yes, it clearly shows what you're thinking. That you're attempting to buy yourself time.
The luggage which shows the moved body.
I knew I shouldn't have tried to pull a fast one.
Leave that to Phoenix.
New dialogue.
The scene
though.
of the crime was here, in this very lounge the body was discovered.
There, you go that one. Present.
We have
luggage,
something that definitely tells us. Okay.
Oh, he's
body.
transport the body. Okay.
Ah, yes.
There you go.
It's been like a week, guys.
It's just a little rough start getting into it. We're flying now, though.
It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved to a different location.
There's music. What?
The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body. Body. Meaning that the real scene of the crime is not the lounge at all.
Now who's the one who's rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me.
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expect you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Avon Karma is perfect in every way except for English sometimes.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
As if there's proof of that.
Where's the proof the suitcase was moved
We
around?
have you there. Yeah. Send it. Get
Gonna
silly.
confirm with you guys before I just like, you know,
Get
go out on
silly and
my
send
own.
it.
And
It's scary out there without us. I get it.
This spilled grape juice in front of the elevator.
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where's the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? Come me right around here. Yeah. Take that. This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot.
Ooh, grape juice.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge, where you beat him to death.
With weapons that eat through your flesh.
Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed in the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you'd taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
And
Not
quick
a
flash.
bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop.
You prepared yourself and required the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence.
And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass like this. Pacha!
Ow!
Wow.
You shattered my heart of glass.
You're like a Slowbro, or you're like a Snorlax. It takes a few seconds for things to hit you, doesn't it?
So, she
Yeah!
wants to talk about the influence shop and the Mr. iFly bank, does she?
That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge, where you beat him to death.
I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge.
I thought you'd say that. What? Did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge.
really simple, actually. You just get a nice plastic bag and
Oh,
wrap
yeah.
their head around it.
Oh.
And then you. Not that I've done that. And then you take the bag off. Clean off a bit.
That's a really good idea, man.
Oh, it was Slowbros, not Snorlax, my bad.
Yeah.
By
about
accidentally
anything,
spilling
man?
grape juice on
that's
top
okay.
of it.
I just talk to Siri on occasion.
Ugh. Why are you accusing me of tampering at the crime scene now?
We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work as we speak.
And? What do you propose I did after that? You'd think murder would be hard, but it's surprisingly easy.
It's the getting away with it that's hard.
Then-
We're in these very fragile bodies. Like, people just like trip and fall and die. Oh no, I'm dead now, you know?
Yeah, that happens all the time, but not in this case. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase,
So I put the victim's body into the suitcase. And then, where was I headed, Francisca?
that's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to first class where you could safely keep an eye on it.
We're talking about this thing, you know? I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary.
Annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator, but unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because
Turbulence!
Turbulence.
the plane hit a patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase.
You've experienced turbulence on a flight before.
Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second.
Oh, good thing it was only for a second, sir. It'd be bad if you'd really blanked out.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back to where you'd taken it from.
If I really were a criminal, do you think I would be so easily caught?
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now.
Yeah! I have to find a contradiction fast. I won't have much of my own hide left to save.
I have to say, you're looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then, you were yielding to my statement.
Don't be foolish. I still insist that you're the killer, but in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there's one point about it that is not quite right.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence.
Alright, so we all know what it is?
Yeah,
Of course, it's obvious. You did it.
it's obvious. Easy.
Anyone who doesn't know which one to press is a foolish fool, who foolhardily doesn't know what to do.
After the turbulence.
It was really funny how like plainly they wrote it out.
Yeah.
I thought we'd broken glass. But I guess we just updated the little statue. Anyways.
Boom!
Okay, good. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. English is still one I'm learning.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake.
This Mr. iFly piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
That was Francisca's line.
I was also just as shocked, though. Maybe more shocked.
Timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? How do you explain it?
I assume it was added after the murder, when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. Huh. It was, Mr. Incredible, or...
Oh, Mr. Invisible.
But he's
Mr.
only
Fantastic!
he's only invisible
the
when
one.
no one's watching.
Well, I thought Mr. Fantastic.
No, it's Stretchy, you're right.
Yeah,
There's the
Stretchy.
Invisible Girl.
Yeah, yeah.
What a great name.
The Invisible Girl.
What's she do, though?
I go to parties and no one knows that I'm there. I sit in the corner and I look at Facebook and Instagram.
Big move. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then, the killer proceeded to pick the bank up off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Oh god.
Are we gonna see that happen?
No.
No.
Oh,
Finally, the victim's wallet was planted in my personage. In my pocket, to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there!
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
Yeah, we didn't find anything in this lounge or on top of the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any traces of blood.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Ah! Jesus!
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place,
I wonder.
I'd think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the body, or the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
There's one more possibility.
And that would be...
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
Didn't we just...
Let me finish! The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane on the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about...
Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin.
Uh-oh.
She tricked the captain.
Uh-oh.
And granted you permission to conduct your investigation.
Oh, yo.
Yes, it is a sin of lying.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted. But only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her. But you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Oh, we haven't been in here before.
No, we haven't. It smells like perfume. Pretty
Ah,
ladies, but
thank you for
Edgeworth,
showing me the way,
care
angry
about that?
pointing man.
No. Oh wow, they have little beds in here and a guide on
Actually,
how
like-
high their skirts should be.
Yeah, it is. And also, it's a really huge room for a
Plane?
plane.
I'd say this room is anything but plain. So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
And Francisca's so judgmental. My god.
I.
Miss Tenero,
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you were here too.
can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
All right.
Alright, partner. What do you think?
Ibo.
Oh, yes, sir. Way to show her who's boss, Mr. Edgeworth. You did good, kiddo. Not even Ms. Von Karma's whip is a match for you.
You give me too much credit. I simply didn't have all the information. To be sure, the fights will become tougher and tougher as the investigation progresses.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Edgeworth. You got me watching your back. I'll make sure to keep on supporting you any way I can. You just say the word, sir.
Really? How about standing out in front and absorbing whiplashes for me?
Oh, I'm already doing that, sir. I promise you haven't been whipped in a little while, and my tush is red and bruised.
Oh my god. Gumshoe confirmed tank.
He's looking really fit, not so portly in this game.
Yeah, it is quite jacked.
Yeah, man.
What are you doing? Why are you fidgeting?
Oh, these damn caterpillars showed up my forehead again. I've never been on a plane before, and I've never been in an attendant's room before, and...
Well, even on a normal flight, one would rarely ever need to enter one.
Wow, I don't know when I'll ever get to be on a plane again, so I want to soak it all in now, sir.
Oh, so preciously. Come on, Gumshoe, don't be like that. We'll see the world, man. You and I, we'll go see it together.
Oh, let's see, a box full of crowns and a yellow suitcase, and what a great trip.
Paging Detective Gumshoe, kindly return to the situation at hand.
Hey, angriest!
Doubted
person.
people. Oh, doubted people. OST.
I doubt that.
people. I doubt that people called it that. What a cop man, anything?
It's one of those suitcases designed by Mr. Mr.
Tenero.
You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of even a single scratch on it. And what are inside these boxes?
Oh, those are some souvenirs I bought in Borghini.
Oh, there's so many, even a second box.
Well, yes, I find that the folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity.
Those suitcases certainly would have done with a whole lot less of your creativity. There's all this junk inside these boxes. There's no rhythm or reason to any of it.
Oh, that's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, gold crowns and swords and necklaces. It's like a treasure trove in here, sir.
The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for iFly to send its metal detectors out for repairs. It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I am almost certain that the well-kept top one belongs to Miss Tenero.
Oh, nah, she a freak, though.
Yeah, this bottom one's a giant mess.
You sloven, squalid scoundrel of a man. You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy. Privacy. I like privacy.
Jeez.
There are some things in life best kept to yourself, detective. Excuse me while I raid your locker.
Oh, it's these the attendants' lockers, huh?
Oh, no.
Well, let's hurry up and examine them, sir.
Why must men always be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search through the attendants' lockers?
Wait, detective! It'd be uncouth of us to look in a woman's locker without her permission.
Yeah, I guess so. Plus, I feel this murderous draft like it sits a whip not far behind.
You've sensed correctly, Scruffy. Mahaha.
Alright, Francisca or Tenero?
Jessica.
Well, go on. Let's hear our troublesome attendant out.
In due time, I do have one thing I'd like to ask you.
Yes?
What are you doing tonight, baby?
We're brother and sister.
I don't give a shit.
Me neither.
Whoa, look at his hand. What's he doing?
Oh my.
He's actually, like, rubbing her.
No, I'm supposed to be farther away. He does his usual pointing thing when he talks. It's very rude.
He's stroking her shoulder.
Oh, Edgy, we mustn't let anyone know of our secret love.
This is a little, uncouth, if you will.
A little brother is all you need.
Uncouth.
Oh god. No, I think Edgeworth is older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that Chet and I have said that you are my little brother, even though you are older.
Oh, okay.
Do you plan to continue using that whip for the foreseeable future?
Of course. I've wrangled many a testimony out of people thanks to it.
Yeah, probably a whole ton of yelped out!
Now I'm willing to bet that the majority of them came from you, detective.
Sure, why not?
Oh, this door leads to the cargo hold. But I can't let you through without Ms. Von Karma's express permission.
It's not a bad way to handle this situation if it was any old case, but this isn't.
So, between you and Ms. Von Karma, who's better at their job?
Oh, there's no comparison to be made, detective. None.
Oh, but he doesn't say.
Oh, she's sad.
She real sad. That's like zoom in on your face and you know, when people ask if you're fine, but you're not fine, and you can't let them know you can't get into it because they just wouldn't understand.
Yeah. You can't get into it because they just wouldn't understand. You have to say you're fine, but you're not really fine.
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I'd be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy.
Oh.
I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal.
Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness.
Miss Tenero, is it? There's only one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were the in-flight attendant, or you were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly.
Yes, I was.
And why were you in there?
Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve.
all I did was go check up on the shop like I always do.
You're saying that it was for your work then?
Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise.
After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct?
Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Miss Tenero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing.
That thing.
Do we want to go... What is that thing, you think? Is it...
Probably the
a
suitcase.
suitcase, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it, because she
It's
also
either
designed
this-
it too.
It's the suitcase or that?
If you could please take a look at this from Miss Tenero. Yes, about this suitcase. You were the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured out something else about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to this shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about the suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcase I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
Oh,
The last one there. So, you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one.
Yes, they were just so popular, practically flying off the shelves during turbulence.
Oh, face twitch. That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one that was in the shop is definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why?
Oh.
I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... how should I put this? It's hideous.
the speech level 100 right here. The tact.
What? What?
Maybe that was a little too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one.
Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction.
When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time. I think not. Miss Tenero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe, even for 1 second, that you've used this for a very long time. What proves this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nero says? Well, it's gotta be the fire extinguishers. I mean.
Yeah. No, it's the pin in the fire extinguisher. That's this year's color.
There's hardly any dirt or grime on this suitcase. If it's been used for as long as you claim, then there should be some sign of that.
Mr. Edgeworth, in case you haven't noticed, I love to clean.
I was talking about the pin on this fire extinguisher.
That suitcase, the floor, and almost everything else in here sparkles.
Except for Cammy's
The
bed.
only thing that isn't is the gray matter in your head.
Oh! Must be some evidence that this suitcase hasn't been used before. Okay, fine.
What?
Are you serious, guy? No.
Guy!
Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? Okay, has anyone ever worn clothes and forgotten to take the tag off?
Oh, every day,
And
bro.
then someone's like, friendo.
Friendo.
Or like the size stickers.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't come off in the wash.
Yeah. What?
Wait, why would you ever
take them
wash it
off
with it?
before?
Oh, no, but you forget them and you
Oh, I
wash
see.
them and then you still wear them and it's just they're hanging out there still.
Yeah.
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 Bad for the washing machine.
Definitely.
Stickers? Whatever.
Yes.
What do you mean? No. Wait,
Little stickers.
If they got into the
if they were
internal,
bigger, it'd be finer. But they're so small, they could.
that they get stuck into things.
Fine. I'm a bad person.
Yeah, that's
Okay?
fine.
I'm ruining the washing
Yeah,
machine.
no one is accusing you of being a good person. I promise.
It's because
So-
your loads are too huge.
Think
Ha!
if we
I put huge
ruin the
loads.
washing machine, we get a new one.
No, it's not how that works. We get kicked
I
out
mean-
of the house.
I mean, if we would.
Boy. Boy.
Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep this price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales number made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I understand. Ow! What the? Ow!
Let's do this.
Santa, what up? Kashi Wazunki.
Thank you, Santa. Santa shots. Oh, Santa shots.
Santa just shows up to drop some shots. I love that.
Shows up, shoots, and
Shows up,
Oh.
gets it lit.
Shows up, shoots, and leaves. Man, sounds like my last relationship. Oof.
Wait, who was shooting?
She was.
Out the side of her car
Yeah.
at the house.
Yanny?
Oh
You
my
in on
god.
Okay.
this? Okay, that's the Yanny boy. Oh, shit.
Always remember,
Pinky's out.
Senna's out.
Pinky's out, Santa's out. Cheers, everybody! Ah. Grazie.
Thank you.
Oof, oof.
Oofity, oofity, oof.
No, am I
Ah,
dead?
no,
Am I,
scientist.
and I'm not noticing. I'm dead. Last professional relationship, Tom, that you handled. Your last professional relationship was me brushing my teeth.
That would be
last
a
night.
really great sitcom.
What?
Shoots and leaves? No, okay, so it'd be called Hit on Me.
Okay, yeah.
And your roommate is a professional hitman. Yeah.
Where they put the plastic bag over somebody's head, then beat them. So the blood doesn't get
yeah,
anywhere?
but it's like very lighthearted, right?
Yeah.
And so all through it, it's just like all jokes and stuff like that. And then like every problem though that the protagonist has, the roommate's just like, that better taste good. Yes. Yes. The roommate offers to solve it.
by shooting people.
Yeah, and stuff.
That's really funny. And that's a really good story,
Right?
guys.
Guys.
If that show is made,
Studio producers.
if that show is made, 10%. That's it. Idea people right here, 10%. That's it.
Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you were trying to hide. Now then, and this suitcase was originally in...
It's a really good idea, though.
Right? No, not bad.
Wait, the
You
suitcase
should
was
tell
in.
movie guy Joel.
I will.
Or the next film festival will make it happen.
Ooh.
Interesting. I guess it was in the in-flight shop. Well,
What?
I
No,
believe-
the attendant's room.
The suitcase
No.
that was originally
No.
it has the tags. It has the tags on it
Yeah.
though.
It was originally in the
Shop.
attendance room.
Yeah.
The suitcase was originally in the flight attendant's room.
So now you believe what I said about it being my personal suitcase.
No, I said that out loud so you'd see that it was not correct.
No, not at all. It was here, but it was taken to another location. And
I refuse to stand by while a villainous man vilifies a woman with such vile tactics.
Ooh.
Wacha.
I love alliteration.
I wonder if villainous is like derivative of vile in any way.
Probably.
Ugh,
A violin.
she's making me out to be some sort of super villain. Where did I get this gauntlet from? I need to rethink this. I have to figure out where the suitcase came from. I mean, guys, I don't.
Yeah.
Jess, it wasn't lies. I was literally going. The suitcase that is in the flight attendant's room was originally in the flight attendant's room because it sounds silly.
Did you detect that sarcasm
No,
from him?
there was
I
no
don't. there was no sarcasm at all.
There
the first
absolutely
time around.
was sarcasm.
The second time you laid it on quite a
Yeah,
bit.
later on.
Yeah,
I will do better in future.
We'll
about
look back at the
sarcasm.
footage and chat will
Because it was
confirm.
intended to be sarcastic.
I don't know,
I
chat.
made a funny joke, guys.
And you were supposed to go, haha, and we were supposed to pick the the shop.
Shop, 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 shop.
Seeing as how the price tag is still in the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop.
Usadayo.
And the person who brought the suitcase was. Or bought the suitcase.
Oh. You? What? Oh, you. Yeah.
It's got to be her, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Cammy would do it.
No. Yeah, you. And she's buying her own suitcases because no one else liked them, and that's really touching.
I think not touching. It's just sad.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
it makes me sad. But
It makes you pity.
"Aw."
You're feeling pity right
Oh,
now.
is that what I'm feeling?
Yeah, you're feeling pity.
Oh.
Because you're thinking about buying it now, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's like the little bake sales when no one's
Oh
buying any.
my god!
oh,
it's
oh,
the worst.
jeez.
They got the little lemonade stand or
Oh,
whatever. And you're like, "Do you guys take credit?" And they're like, "No,
Oh.
we're 8." And you're like, "Oh, well, get fucked then. Okay, you're not gonna make it in this market."
And you kick over their sign, show them what the
And
big
you,
boys
you
do.
open one beside
Yeah.
them that actually accepts credit and shit. Oh god, fuck kids.
Yeah.
Little bastards trying to start business on my block
God.
without permits.
Yeah.
Where's your permit?
It was you, wasn't it, Miss De Niro?
Just a crayon drawn thing says permit on it. That's not real at all.
I'd hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? GD, you know, you're listening with after the fact things. If Tom and I didn't hear it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling. In the arms of the angels. Far away from here.
In future, though, I will use /s to donate sarcasm so it doesn't go over your heads. No, you will not catch them. You're not that quick.
You were deeply hurt. And that's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. This is really sad.
It is, man.
It's
kinda
like if you leave comments on your own
it's kinda
YouTube
like-
channel under a different name.
Shh. They don't know that I'm NyanCave fan 621.
On the internet, they never
That's
know
a
that
nice
I'm
little
actually Ginger Dwarf.
And 621 throwback. I like that.
It reminds me of those like artists who put out their CDs and then like everyone they have to buy their own CDs and everyone's buy their CDs to support them and stuff. Sad. Isn't that right?
Then, the reason you went back to the shop and came back here was...
I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen.
That's unfortunate.
I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something.
Oh no!
Well, you certainly have made something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous.
Yeah, that was a choice word on Edgeworth's part. Oh boy.
I think he maybe meant to say Hideo Kojima. It's a plot twist.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
Hey, you know what's funny? Like, that was an outside thought that he should have had. The hideous one was an inside thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We weren't selling a single one.
I'm just
We were
gonna field some
sitting there collecting dust.
Field a question from chat. Oh man, I love these NyanCave fellas. Wow, GD, that's so good.
Wow.
I can
yeah.
never get enough of this great channel. I'm totally not Canadian. I'm English, right, GD?
Yeah. Thank you so much for pulling these totally unfiltered comments
Wow.
out of chat.
GD's such a good person who's totally not one of
Hold on.
you or any of us.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. All I have is. Oh.
Wow, look at this comment we got right here. All I really have is my job. Road to nowhere make more sense now?
Perfect.
I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I work.
Oh, there's no way you're coming out in the green in that. They're $1,200. Oh, no. Oh, you're not even working for free. You're paying to work. Oh, no.
$1,200 in the car.
You buy one every single time you work a flight.
Yes, my family's getting very tired of receiving those presents.
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well.
Yes, and here is my receipt for that purchase.
This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold, and they are planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Miss De Niro, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold.
In the car hold.
I mean,
In a car.
to be fair, the whole business model, like whoever's doing their business stuff, like what would that be? Manager? No, it would be sales. I don't know.
Marketing?
Would it be marketing would do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or operations that would deal with the placement of products. Okay. Not only is it a suitcase put on a plane.
Yeah, which why
Right.
are you doing that?
It's priced at $1,200.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Even for a premium product, is a bit outlandish.
I don't know, like
And then they're not even putting them on sale or discounting them. They're just scrapping them.
yeah.
There are a lot of bad business decisions here.
Yeah. Man.
Then the suitcase the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Ah. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think the killer used one of my suitcases too?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
Oh, how could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips.
Oh God. She's really putting this whole thing on a pedestal a bit.
Yeah.
The thing is, they'd always be faithful because they're ugly as fuck and no one else would want them.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's a
that is. I didn't know you were so shallow.
No, there's
Okay.
a play that I'm actually
Sorry.
auditioning for. And it's got
Slash
that.
S.
It's got that line. It's like, you don't have an affair with a good-looking guy. He's definitely gonna find something better than you. You have an affair with somebody that's awful that'll never cheat on you.
Oh no! Why are we going down this road? You know what? It's all about respect, guys.
Respect?
It's about respect. Okay.
Think Ryan Reynolds
Either
ever
way.
cheated on his wives? No, because he's
Well,
a nice
that
Canadian
we
boy.
know of.
That we know of. Ryan Reynolds is a Canadian icon.
Very nice guy.
Slash S. I forgot to say it prior.
Ah, yes.
I don't know. I don't know if the slash S really absolves that.
Miss De Niro, is there any other way to get the cargo hold other than the elevator?
To be fair, though, you wouldn't involve anybody other than your most trusted partner in your murder scheme, though. So I mean, it was someone's faithful partner.
I'm not gonna lie, I would buy one of those because I'd never lose it. Not for $1,200.
Are you sure you wouldn't lose it on purpose?
No, I would absolutely like. You would find it all the time.
Yeah.
You'd never forget it.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm missing something garish and awful.
And no one would let you leave it either. They're like,
No,
oh,
they'd be
I don't
like-
want this fucking thing. Here, take your garbage with
They'd
you.
be like, sir, you forgot your suitcase. You're like, oh, thank you. Oh man, I would have gone. Please take it away now. Oh,
And I make it make like a horrible noise as well. Never forget it. Be great. /S.
Such different values.
I would just have it play the NyanCave stream audio all the time.
Our audio is good, okay? We've invested a lot of money into our audio. I don't sound like this in real life, what you're hearing.
No,
it's more of a high-pitched scream.
Hey, you want, Neander, can you turn down actually all of our things for a quick second?
Man, do I have
Thanks.
to?
I really appreciate that. Okay. So, man, okay, we're just gonna keep doing this. There's no effects on our voice anymore.
To get the cargo in the elevator.
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
Oh, that door has no special lock installed because, you know what, I don't think they can handle this kind of audio. Neander, can you turn it back on? It'd be really great if you could turn, there it is. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. We're back. Thank you so much for the effects. Jesus, that's probably killing people. Just to enter this room, you need a special key card and only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
This wild goose chase called The Truth.
The wild goose.
Like, you know?
This wild goose chase that has proven your innocence is bullshit.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo holds. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Wild truth chase. Good one, Joy.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card. Oh no.
Miles Edgeworth. You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francisca got information out of Miss Meal.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required.
A different one.
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda De Niro, and only you.
I love that. I guess Sprite. Yeah, this is Sprite.
Yanni, you should have yelled with
Really,
me.
really great.
No, I let people have their lines.
What? Is this true, Miss De Niro?
Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on.
It's gone.
Ew.
I don't believe it.
Wow, you really turned the effects off for a second there. That was weird.
What's wrong?
The key card? It's gone.
Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through.
Wait, it's not like that.
You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth?
No problem. So you put the effect on there.
Yeah, they know. God.
God,
Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr.
Edgeworth.
when your Adam's apple just drops down for a second. Oh, what? There's an exit that way?
That's the way we
Yeah,
came in.
we came in. Remember the other one is the cargo hold.
Oh, interesting.
Cargo hold.
Wait,
It is weird that she would keep the private key right beside that door, maybe locked up in a locker.
What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Francisca, I know you're the lead investigator on this case. However,
Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if it isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies.
you know, it really makes you wonder if anyone is correctly convicted in a case that we are not involved in. Right?
Right?
Like,
Or maybe
you know?
we actually learned it. Maybe this whole thing is outlandish, and the prosecutors are always off the rocker, and we're not even the greatest ace attorney. There are greater ace attorneys than us. We're just the middle of the row.
oh wow.
You know?
You know the
Average
rules.
attorney investigations.
And so do I. This something's what I'm thinking of.
I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. Oof. To be continued.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum.
I love Average Attorney.
Average attorney at law.
Never gonna make you cry.
It's funny how much longer saving takes on the DS compared to the 3DS. Well, actually, I mean, maybe it's because it's a cartridge and the other one was on my SD card because it was a digital download.
So does name maybe.
This is a cool angle, though.
Wow! This is the cargo hold, huh? Where's the Lost Ark? I'm going for it! This is so big! Look at this! Echo! 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 Oh!
Do you think Gumshoe is, like, literally a dog personified?
Yeah. And Missile is actually
A person?
dogonified.
Dogonified?
Dogonified.
This plane is a special model. It is both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious
First class.
ultra luxurious first class seating. Also some gas.
So this is the real scene of the murder.
There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating there, sir. Boom, 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 boom.
And from earlier, but still good. Thank you so much, Santa, for those shots.
All sorts of boxes are piled up here.
Oh, this one says flammable, and the other one says it's a pharmacals.
Oh no, it's pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals.
This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running?
L-I-O
John Constantine, is that
And-
you?
Tiger.
Oh.
Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase affair.
These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over.
Breaks my heart. The paint job is really cool, don't you think? It's practically streams artsy.
Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness.
Oh, you think so? Maybe I will. Let's see here. Oh, $1,200! I think I'll take a polite pass on that.
And Miss De Niro wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one. It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments.
You already know Gumshoe's poor. You basically write his checks.
Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir.
Oh man, moving is not a fun job.
Yeah, I picked things up and I put them down at a different location.
By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. No matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so.
I was a
No, no one asked.
mover.
Nope. Quiet boy.
Hey there. Hey, what's with this suitcase, pal? It's the victim's checked in, sir.
So, this suitcase belonged to the Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look, because he's dead.
There's nothing out of the ordinary, sir.
Wait, a file.
Oh, and there's a photo of Ms. Von Karma in it, sir.
Wait, it looks like a profile of Miss Francisca.
Nothing out of the ordinary, just some prosecutor's photo with a file.
Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was.
Why at this airport?
I've been following a very large and involved government-level international crime, but it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So, it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol.
Interpol is involved.
It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you anything more than I already have.
Whoa. I guess maybe I'll have to. Do I have any logics?
Connect the thoughts.
Connect dots.
I've connected two
Eureka!
thoughts.
Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca?
One's named
Oh, I
Eureka.
don't know. I bet he's a big fan of Ms. Von Karma, sir.
Francisca said she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her.
How have you made it this far? I need to know. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do.
Hey, Miss Francisca.
You got some explaining to do.
Broken glass.
Ah, well.
Hey.
Eureka!
You had the broken broke glasses for a while. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
The victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of the glasses' lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. You weren't using...
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Oh, wow, I was just suddenly behind. It's okay here, okay, hi. Alright, let's talk about your Interpol. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense! What are you talking about?
We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it's prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct?
I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first.
So, you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then?
Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring.
Smuggling ring.
He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he'd landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold.
What was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage.
Babbage's.
Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase. He came down to get it, and then you bopped him on the head. How?
I think, in general, on planes, the cargo area is sealed off from the cabin area. Like, I don't think you can get down there.
I'm sure there's a hole somewhere.
You think so?
This is an
I don't know enough to say for sure.
I'm sure there's got to be a hold for like
Oh,
reasons.
/S. They don't pressurize the cargo hold, so whatever's in there just
Yeah.
floats around randomly.
Really?
Yes.
No, he said /S first, which I thought you ended with.
No,
it.
I'm starting with
/S.
it now instead, so it's very clear.
Yeah.
So
They don't pressurize it though. That's true. That's why you're not supposed to take batteries on planes
Oh.
in the cargo hold.
What about... Well, lithium ion must be fine. Anyways.
Old school.
Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that I'm sure.
Yes. I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation?
No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own.
Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in.
Yes. And then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then...
The killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and...
They entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up... The plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out.
Who was holding this thing together? Like an old man's grip or something?
Oh.
Like, all of mine are always zipped.
It's $1,200, man. You expect any sort of quality?
You're right.
At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
I mean,
Ah,
to be
here.
fair, though, you know, the body probably didn't fit well in there, so you had to, like, and then latch it, and then, like, shaking it, like, through the hatch. And,
Yeah,
I think
it
it's
was
pretty-
latched.
I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
Oh, what? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero.
here we go.
Tenero?
Teniero.
Tenero.
Teniero.
Teniero, Teniero.
Teniero, Teniero.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such a high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that it's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold.
Hold it. That might be true, but then could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain.
Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a riding crop, or a horse without a rider or crop in hand. Much like Scruffy over there.
Ah, yay! Yay!
I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand.
That's funny.
Very well then. About the other flight attendant, Miss Meal.
I thought you might ask about her. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here.
But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero.
It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father?
Ah! Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence,
Be quiet. You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just the key card that gives her away.
Are you talking about the murder weapon? The Mr. I Fly piggy bank.
Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case.
No, but the key would do both.
One is a key card and one is a key.
Oh, really?
I can't remember, but I believe
It
so.
is.
Further, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank.
The murderous bank. Is that...
Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go?
Where's your daddy and what does he do?
Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as a murder weapon. What should be examined further to help ascertain the authenticity of this weapon?
I guess I want to say the body. Because,
It's the
like,
body!
the funny thing is, if he was hit post-mortem,
Yeah.
they would know.
Yeah.
Like, they can know these things.
I mean, if they could tell that someone was thrown like 8 feet off the ground
Oh, yeah,
after
yeah.
death, then I'd imagine that the body is telling you yes.
Go body.
Piggy bank or the body? A body, body. Okay. Touching Franny's body.
Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions.
Oh, was I?
Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap in judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon?
Scruffy!
Yes, sir.
Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Wacha.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
I'm going,
Scruffy.
I'm huffing, I'm puffing, I'm gonna blow your house down.
Scruffy.
Oh, we got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Uh-oh.
Big problem.
What is it, Detective?
They're still doing the autopsy, but they say that they already know this one thing for sure.
Report, now.
The doc said it's one giant bruise from a beating on the back. From the back of his shoulder to his mid-back.
From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area.
Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir.
Oh.
Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Well, that's,
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, Detective?
Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
You're completely useless.
Ow!
Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. You move yourself from my way.
What is all that racket?
Yeah. My luggage, my cargo, they're mine. I demand you return them to me.
Forgot about this guy.
You are still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand that we have a little patience.
How do you get down here?
I suppose there's no choice. Finally, I think he gave. Oh, hey, what are you doing?
Oh no.
You let me no choice but to strong force. Ah!
Look at this man. He clearly has a history of violence.
You won't get past me.
This is... Wait. That's it. That's what this whole thing has been about.
Further, there's the matter of the key in the display case that held the murderous bank. Murderous bank. Murderous bank. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Empty-handed.
Oh, the doc said there was one giant bruise, or it's one giant bruise from beating shoulder down to his mid-back.
Yeah, weapon couldn't be found in cause of death.
I don't see that. What is happening right now?
The pieces don't fit together quite right.
Oh.
What does the piggy bank say? Is there some way for me to prove this wasn't a real murder weapon?
Wait.
Well, the back, those wounds are inconsistent with the murder weapon
I think so.
because the corner
Of his
would
head,
leave
yeah.
would leave different marks than just a giant bruise. There's no way to bruise
Yeah.
that large amount with a bank.
Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggyback is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger.
And squarer.
Oh my god. Look over there. There's a durian tree.
Oh, I knew something smelled.
Durian fell and hit him.
Oh, there it is.
Speaking of durian, we bought one. We're gonna eat it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's in the freezer. Very spiky and big. Like they're
What a
dangerous.
flawless segue, Clay.
I know. We were.
Sizable weapon.
Is that sarcasm?
No, it was, I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Want to try to connect those two?
I was just saying, what a good segue.
Probably these two, yeah, right?
Yeah, give it a try.
Oh, no.
What?
I know. I didn't mean to. Yeah, we were laughing at the cashier about how Durian kills people. A little weird. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of sorts. Perhaps, just perhaps, in something that we all overlooked from the very beginning.
A sagu.
Because
Fucking nailed the
normally,
sagu.
it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. The Earth itself.
Segue.
The only way to kill a mockingbird is by hitting it with the moon.
What is going on here?
Francisca,
What? What do you want?
I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon.
You did?
He really jumped?
We didn't realize it until now, but the answer's been right in front of us this whole time.
Oh, he might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sir.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence.
No, you two aren't listening at all, are you? I'll
Come
get
on,
him.
then. Show me this real murder weapon you speak of.
I don't think we have evidence to show.
No. Go, yeah. I don't have the evidence to show because it's
Too big.
It's so big.
I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as, that which caused Agent Hicks' real death is incorporeal. Incorporeal?
Incorporeal?
Incorporeal? Damn it. Forgive me, but I do believe I figured out what the real cause of death was.
It was free.
Suffocation! Free falling! Don't give a fuck, strangulation or
falling.
free falling! Agent Hicks is free falling. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
Fell to his death?
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? Then we're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. I'm coming, Steve. Hey, you. Tell me you weren't dead, pal.
Quiet. Why are you screaming?
Yeah, he's alive.
I like how Gumshoe's the only one who cared about him.
Yeah.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that.
Wink.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances.
Current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then?
Oh, it would have been a Borginian pancake for sure, sir.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't be still breathing. Wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality of that is that the cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be that they're there now, but there's no proof that it was always there.
As if there could be a window of time that giant box was not there.
Ah, but there was.
What?
What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always there it is now?
Turbulence?
No, I believe it's the one that said we're refueling for cargo. But that's weird because I thought that he
No,
was
go
in
back.
his seat.
Yeah, go back real quick. What else we got? On that page, there was a bunch of paperwork.
Mr. was in his seat when he took off. He got 5. I don't know.
I'll go then back to this page. What do we got?
What does that picture look like? The picture of him, like, is that in the cargo hold?
No.
It is big though.
I don't know. I think it's the cargo transfer.
Yeah, I'd give it a
I mean,
try.
and then
Oh
we'll
yeah,
figure
cargo
out.
transfer. Yeah. Great.
You refueled in the Republic of Zhengfa.
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred on the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question.
Oh, it's like labeled Zhengfa Express.
Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhengfa leg of the flight.
Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death is entirely possible.
Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched.
Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail.
So the thing is, though, he was there after the transfer, though, so he couldn't have died
I
during
know.
that time.
I know.
Like, I'm wondering how we deal with that, you know?
And
Well,
it's bolted down. I thought it was gonna be the turbulence moved it, but
Yeah. Or like
Was
the
he
killer
there,
like
though?
forklifted or something.
says who he was there.
I know, yeah, Miss Meal. You're right. Could be a lie. But I thought we saw him too or something. No, I can't remember. Anyways, we'll figure it out.
This is a rather large piece of cargo.
There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Olive red statue. Never heard of it.
Nor I. But all I care about is if we can prove if it was here during the time of the crime or not.
Well, let's get investigating, sir.
Uh-oh.
no, this is a language I don't speak.
Now look here, don't you go about touching my possessions without my permission. All right, don't brush up on me like that, pal. I got a twitchy trigger finger.
So, this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Of course it's mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This leaf red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much more.
I wonder if they just translated 10 million yen to 10 million cents.
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold.
10 million cents.
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective.
Darn, how did you do that? Yeah, you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year.
Damn it, London. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression that he continues to madly spin in place.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. That's 10 million cents. Is that in euros or in dollars?
Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, is there a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case? Oh, there is a chance. Sorry, my bad. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It's a very rare and valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching.
It was loaded on board in the refueling.
Let me have a word with you, Francisco.
I keep inhaling my spit.
That's not where that goes.
No, it's not where that goes. I don't think you have the time for idle chatter. You still need to prove me that your hypothetical situation is in fact real.
Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without my permission.
I suppose I had the first to appease Mr. LeBlanc if I wanted to examine this in more detail. Oh boy.
Put him in a suitcase and then roll him somewhere weird.
What do you think to present him?
The photo.
The suitcase.
Like
It's garish like he
Ah,
is.
yeah, okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, that. What a waste. How the horrible see a priceless piece of cloth soiled.
I assure you it wasn't me. I believe it to be the work of the killer. Ah,
I will teach that killer a lesson. If you can be sure I will. It'll be the LeBlanc Revolution.
I think he meant the LeBlanc retribution. But either way, it sounds intimidating.
No hurt. Well, what's that actually say?
Which one?
That.
This one?
Cargo, no cargo.
Why don't you...
Wait, he wants me to pay him before he'll comment on this.
Show him the suitcase. It's garish and expensive like he is.
Yeah. Why did you show me
It
that?
has no value, Nyandroid.
I thought he'd like it.
Were you using that sarcasm again?
No, that was honest.
Showing the Baget.
Ah, man, I don't know.
These aren't hurting, at least. You!
I could say you have the guts to show me a piece of art like this time, but from a single glance, I can already tell it's mostly worthless.
Ha! This has much more value as a piece of non-art, I assure you.
You look like you have something to say. Perhaps you're thinking, I like casting pearls before swine.
You actually hit the nail on the head for once. I've never heard that one.
Pearls Before Swine. I think that's a comic.
It's a comment.
Comment?
Like, it's like don't put your pearls before swine, because I mean.
Oh, no.
Oh, let's connect it, boys.
Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring. And it's possible this fake statue is brought on board in Zhangfa. I think I need to question him a bit further.
Oh, now we got some logic to hit him with.
Bitch, I'm gonna hit you with this logic.
Yo, I hear.
Oh, it is a comic, but it's a saying before it was a comic.
Ah. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say my art is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
I don't see such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have a certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say?
It says as plain as day the cargo is put onto the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. The statue is brought on board in Europe, just as it states in the certificate.
No, that's...
Which means that there was never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there.
I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you gotta have your wish. Look at it yourself.
The photo.
This! I know I've seen this somewhere before. This...
Oh, this is the Aleph Ragged. Yeah, I get off such feeling of art, I can practically smell it.
The statue has a single high amount of historical value.
Can you go to your organizer real quick?
After it was unveiled in the museum, it's a picture.
Yeah, I just want to look at that. Oh, the eyes are red. And those eyes are yellow.
Man,
No.
you think they would have put in a little more effort for
No.
a fake of this size?
No. No, they wouldn't. After it was unveiled in Europe at a museum, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
I believe a closer look is warranted here.
I don't think so. I think we can figure it out without looking at it closer.
What have we here?
The Zhangfa Express on the cloth, sir. I'm gonna take a guess and say this delivery company is based in Zhangfa.
If that's the case, then we can assume that this was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa.
Rip it off.
Something is tugging on the corner of my mind, as though something is out of place.
Man, I want to pull that one off. It's got the red or something like that, and it was flip-flopped and all the applesauce. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? I'll grant you permission to look at it, but if you take a tiny single fingerprint, I'll make you pay 10 million cents.
Isn't that the value of the statue itself?
Of course, it's the price of a very valuable item in the lowering of my statue. Now you waste another minute, that'll make you bill 11 million cents now.
I'm not going to have to conduct this. I'm going to have to conduct this examination with even greater haste.
You wouldn't actually pay him, would you?
I don't think you have the time for idle chatter, Miles
Who am
Edgeworth.
I talking to then? Am I
You're looking
examining
at the
this?
statue.
Oh, okay. So, this is the infamous Aleph Red statue,
Yeah, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something?
There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail.
This picture.
Deduce!
Is this spot somehow connected to any evidence I hold?
He really gave you that one.
Aleph Red. Where have we seen this before?
Something
These
wrong with this
eyes
picture.
are awfully orange, don't you think?
Yeah, pretty. Remind me of sunset in the grade school, sir.
I don't think you see what I'm talking about, Gumshoe. Just shut up.
No, I do, but I really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in the field spinning with my arms out until I felt ill.
I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo?
Look at this graph!
Oh, sir, they're red!
As I thought. This statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc,
What do you want? How do you not know I'm a busy man? I'll allow you 2 seconds for your answer.
the Aleph Red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not?
It is the biggest trophy on the European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess the statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story.
Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you. You have my heartfelt sympathy, but man, this is going to feel good. I mean, bad for you. Well, good for me, bad for you.
What? What is sympathy? What for?
You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
A large fellow here has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo.
Well, they said yelling now. Oh! Is the photo of the statue on display in the museum in Europe? No, what?
Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake.
Oh,
I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that I've confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that it was brought on board in Zhengfa. And I'll present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction.
Scroll on down.
Scroll on down to the other. Oh, it's on top. Oh,
Oh yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it had to have been put on after.
And this cloth is from Zhengfa.
Ah, right. Yeah.
This spot's all connected to the evidence I hold.
That one. Oh no, the certification.
Wait. Oh, I guess that might work. But we had
Wasn't
a
there a thing
thing.
that
Is
said-
it meals? No. I guess we got rid of it.
Yeah, it changed into the.
Well, what about
thing. That thing?
the cargo?
Just send that.
Yeah, this works.
Yeah.
There's clearly a contradiction here.
What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Oh my gosh. Ah! That's not possible.
But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the cloth is on top of the statue, or statue's on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhengfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhengfa.
But then what about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask you in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight?
Huh?
There's only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily expected all of the cargo after the plane had landed.
That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks would have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates.
Oh, I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh?
Yes. While this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that. Right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zengfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zengfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer, move this statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now!
Just, all right.
Oh wait, so then is I thought it said investigation complete. Is this going to end in a to be continued soon, or
I don't
is this
know.
now going into something else?
I don't know.
I think it's pretty perfect timing to save it right here and see what's behind the statue tomorrow at 12:30 when we come back to Ace Attorney Investigation with Miles Edgeworth. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
don't. You
cancel.
haven't saved.
You get to save.
Oh god, that would have been bad.
Save now. Let's see if can you do it. Oh, yeah, you good. Yeah, we good. Yo, good. Thank you very much, Zero, for saying a nice one. Want to tell the people what we're gonna be back with tonight and going forward into the weekend while I put this up on the board?
Oh, sorry. I was just not typing what stream is next. I forget.
Oh, right.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ginger. So Ginger says, what stream is next? I forget at the NyanCave.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for asking, fellow viewer. We are playing Zero Escape after this. Wow!
Wow, why is it so dark
What
now?
a thumbnail! Why is it so dark?
I didn't do that. I made it nice and bright.
I think Tom's shirt got in the way, or did you just do that? It's so dark. Yeah, it's VLR. It's VLR. We're playing VLR in an hour, and we're gonna get some food. Maybe we'll eat some durian. Some durian that might have killed the guy.
Could have killed the guy.
Yeah, we're on the darkest, worstest timeline. Bestest timeline, I'm just kidding. Only good things are happening.
Yeah.
I'm getting to live my dreams.
Yeah, it's so good. What a great, sweet game where
What a
nothing
wonderful
bad
game.
ever happens.
Are you hyped for the opening that I made already that's not going to be happening in the next 10
my
minutes?
God.
Yeah,
Better
totally.
leave Clover out of it or I'll fight you.
Man, yeah, I've totally already planned it and it's done practically.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
I hate you so much.
Well, then we will
have too much
see you all
power.
soon. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit the sub button. If you haven't already thrown a thumbs up on the video, it means a lot to us.
Also,
just-
Edgeworth Investigations
Also,
tomorrow.
just to let you
12:30.
know, that was sarcasm.
Yeah, /S. Yeah.
That okay, good.
Okay.
As long, we're on
Yeah,
the
no.
same page now.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
now, okay. Oh, I've ruined your goodbye. I've ruined your goodbye.
Yeah.